Hey friends, it's Amy Dove, the Keto Queen. I hope you're having a great day. It's Thursday afternoon. You can tell it's been another early morning day for me. I can't believe I'm coming back to my kitchen for the first time and doing lives for the first time, looking as horrible as I've been looking. But I've been getting up super early in the morning for work. So guys, let me show you a couple of things today. We're making, first off, hamburger steak and gravy. Have you guys had hamburger steak and gravy in a long time? I love it. And you can do hamburger steak and gravy keto or low carb style. So I want to show you a couple of things. Today, I insisted that these strips come off. It really looks weird. It looks it feels like a rope, but my doctor says it looks like it's supposed to. So we will see. It feels good and free to be out of those steri strips because they were like seriously really tight. It'll be 3 weeks tomorrow, so I'm going to try to cover it up with as many taller shirts as I can. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Micah. Hey, Nancy and Wanda. Hey, guys. Hey, Janet. Hey, Peggy. I see everybody. All right.
In the background.
Look at my cute little baby girl right there. Oh, Haley. She's helping her mama cook. Look, we're really getting some love out of this island. So look how beautiful it is. First of all, I have to brag on my kitchen again because look, we have a door missing. Y'all see the door missing? My cabinet guy is still working on some things. So I want to show you something else. This is the sweetest thing in the world. Our porch is not finished yet, but my husband sure is looking handsome out there in his little recliner camper chair. It ain't done, but they come and took off those knee walls because we started building our screen porch. And then I decided I didn't want walls on it. So I want to be able to see my entire backyard. We're going to be putting a pool out there and a hot tub pretty soon, hopefully in about 2 or 3 weeks. But they still are doing some work at the house. And it was exciting to come home and see that somebody showed up to do some work. Even though it's not done, guys, I'm so excited. It's on the right direction. So again, we're making hamburger steak and gravy. What are you guys doing? Look at this. Look at that precious girl. Look at that precious. I mean, she's so pretty, y'all. She's so pretty. That's my baby girl. So, hey, I can't see. I'm trying to read. Hey, Marcy. I see Jennifer on there. Hey, Debbie. Debbie has 3 weeks already. What, right? 3 weeks? Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Hey, kitchen. The kitchen's beautiful. Hey, Aaliyah. Okay, y'all can say I'm a little crazy. Hey, Allison, I am tired. Hey, Sarah. I know it. I feel like a stranger, Sarah. I haven't seen you guys in so long. I miss all of my friends. Hey, Pippa. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Aunt Frances. How are you? Hey, Tammy. All right, guys, I see a lot of friends on here. Let me know what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. We are doing some new things around the house. Getting to cook again. We're so excited. Oh, thank you, Aaliyah. That is so sweet. Hey, Curtis. All right, so tell me what you guys are doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. We're going to start whipping this together and show you how fast it is to make an awesome hamburger steak and gravy. Just ignore my swollen neck. It looks better than those dirty steri strips. I told the doctor that if he kept those on, or I told my nurse practitioner, my friend, Amy Naylor, I told her that if she insisted these stay on, we'll have to have some whiteout or something because they were starting to get dingy. They've been on for 3 weeks and those things felt like they were glued on, like they were not coming off. So she just took some alcohol pads and got it off. But the stitches look pretty good. They're on the inside, but it does feel like a rope. Like it feels like a rope. It's really weird. All right. Marcia says she loves my kitchen. Thank you. And I miss you too. I promise. Debbie said she's having ribeyes and green beans. That's awesome. Hey, don't cut your stuff over there. Hayes got the knife, y'all. Hayes got the knife. We gotta be careful.
I learned a new way on TikTok how to cut an onion.
Oh, let me see. Show us how to cut an onion. Show us your learnings.
Quick!
Show us your learnings.
No, I'm going to after I finish.
She's learning a couple of things from her mama. She says TikTok, but no, it's from her mama.
It's from TikTok.
All right, hamburger steak and gravy. Let's get busy. I got 2 pounds of ground beef in my bowl. And we're going to mix just a couple of ingredients. Again, guys, everything I cook has very few ingredients. Now, this does have 3 stages. We're getting our patties, and then we're going to move on to our onions and mushrooms, and then we have a gravy. But it does not take long. I've got my oven preheating on 350. So I have 2 pounds of ground beef. We're going to add 1 egg. 1 egg. I just cracked that right on my island. All right. 1 egg, and I gotta get a little paper towel. All right, last night we talked about different types of substitutes for bread and breadcrumbs and crusts when we air fry or bake our chicken and pork chops and things. And we talked about pork rinds. So tonight I've got 1 cup of crushed pork rinds. I crushed them with my hands. My favorite one is Max. I absolutely love Max. I don't know if y'all can see that really well. Y'all gonna get tired of me turning my camera around and around. So I love Max pork rinds. They are so good. This is just the original. It makes a good crust for anything or adhesive, like for those meatballs. They don't have much seasoning. So the pork rinds, the original Max, are one of my go-tos. I also love the salt and pepper ones. A lot of them are really good. All right, so we got a cup of pork rinds, 1 egg, 2 pounds of ground beef, salt and pepper. Let me get my measuring spoon out. All right, so it calls for 1 teaspoon of salt and pepper, and we're going to kind of just run by and follow the recipe. So 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using Redmond's real salt. You can use pink Himalayan salt, but make sure if you are doing low carb or keto that you have a good mineral electrolyte replacement. I love any of the really good pink salts or the Redmond's real salt, or even a really good electrolyte supplement is good. Haley's crying over here in front of her onions. That's why I love it when she cooks them. Well, she's cutting them like this, y'all. She's got onion juice everywhere. Her mama still has some learnings to do. So 1 teaspoon of salt and pepper, but make sure, she is crying, y'all. Make sure you have a good electrolyte supplement like a pink Himalayan salt, because you're going to need it. When you go low carb or keto, your body loses a lot of inflammation. Like water runs through our body, so we lose a lot of minerals. So we need to replace those, and that is usually what causes the keto flu. So make sure that you are prepared and doing the right thing. So we also want a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, but you guys, I'm doing a whole. I don't skimp on garlic.
We like garlic.
Bless her heart, Haley. She is just crying. Looks like somebody just broke her heart. All right, so we had a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're going to do 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. It looks like a lot, but that's just because I'm talking. This is not a lot. This is very few ingredients. I'm going to run through them again if you want to grab a piece of paper and a pen or turn your notes on your phone. So 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire, and then we want a full tablespoon of parsley. Now you can use the dry parsley if you like to, but I've shared these with you guys. I love these. These are the fresh herbs that you can buy at Walmart or Kroger. They are so good. You buy them and they're really fresh, like fresh leaves. And then you close them up and put the top on them, put them in the refrigerator, and they do dry out. So then you turn it into a dry seasoning. So I love these. They last a long time. I always use more than what the recipe calls for because they really are delicious. So this is parsley, and we did about 1 tablespoon. This is where we get our hands dirty, so I gotta take my ring off. Hey, Alex Stuff. Hey, Rachel. I see Barbie jumped on. Debbie says we use Redmond's and Keto Chow magnesium drops. That's awesome in her coffee. I love the Redmond's real salt. Hey, Jennifer and Gloria, Gina, Linda. As you guys come on, let me know where you're watching from and what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. Haley can barely cut the onions because she is just crying over here. I've got to teach her how to cut onion, and you know what? I feel so bad because, oh my gosh, Haley, we got to show them this onion.
No.
I have never seen an onion cut like this.
No.
Show them this onion. Like, what are you doing to this thing?
I can't see.
Let me see. Let me see. What are you doing to this onion, honey?
I seen it on TikTok.
TikTok did not give her good instruction. So I need to teach her how to cut an onion off. We'll do that this weekend. But one thing I feel really bad because I have like the best thing to cut onions. I bought it at the mountains in Gatlinburg a couple of years ago. It is the best. I bought it at their little craft fair thing. But it's like a little wood cutting board with a knife for slicing. You can slice through anything, and those onions are like a breeze. There's no juice when you use it. She is just butchering this onion. All right. Okay, so we're gonna get our hands dirty. We're just gonna mix this all together. So I had 2 pounds of ground beef, a cup of crushed pork rinds, 1 egg. I had a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I had 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire. Did I do 2?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire and 1 tablespoon of parsley. So it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. You have all those seasonings in your house.
More onions or is that enough?
It's up to you. I love a lot of onions in mine. That looks good to me.
I'll just do the whole thing.
She's trying to get away from this onion. From Alabama, she's eating leftover meatloaf balls. All right.
That's my favorite.
Haley loves meatballs, or meatloaves. Ooh, Teresa's watching for Decaturville. That's not too far from me. I'm actually in Pinson, Tennessee, the big town of Pinson, between Jackson and Henderson. I always claim that I live in Jackson, but in reality, I live in Pinson, Tennessee. It's a little bitty town. We don't even have a stoplight. We have a stop sign. But between Jackson and Henderson, I've lived here my whole life, pretty much, other than the little bit of time I moved when I first got married, and then we came back to the country. All right, so that's it. I was gonna wash my hands, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put these right over into the skillet. So we're gonna make about 8 to 10 patties, and I'm just gonna patty mine out pretty thin because I want to cook these kind of fast because we're hungry. I got my oven on 350 over there preheating. I'm gonna just patty these out and throw them in the skillet behind me. I should have done a couple of skillets. So me and Alex learned a lot about my stove top last night. We learned that it needs to be cooled before you clean. We learned that you can take my tops or the spin dials, I guess, the controls off really easily to clean up under them. So that's pretty cool. We learned a lot in the kitchen last night. Alex, thank you again for helping me. I had fun with you guys last night. I hope y'all come back over soon. All right, so we're just going to do a couple of these at a time. I actually had 3 skillets out on my stove top. Sarah says, yes, she never seen an onion cut like that. Poor little thing. That's the truth. I've never watched her cut an onion. Show them what's left. This is her completed onion. I've never in my life, y'all. You gotta love her. You have to love her. I will 100% post this recipe as soon as I'm finished with my live video. I'll post it with the meal when I'm finished. All right, so Haley has her onions and mushrooms. So I'm gonna go ahead and let her start cooking those. Haley, if you want to use one of them skillets, we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of butter. Melt it in the skillet if you want to put that in there first. Well, she's got to wash her hands and her face and her chest because she has tears all over her chest from crying so hard. All right, we're just patting these out. With the ingredients I have, it should make, now you can make them smaller, but I'm making about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm making about 6 patties.
Yes, I can have
but I'm doing them pretty fat and thin. Haley wants...
Tell them why you're making more.
Haley wants leftovers. She's really trying hard to keep really low carb this week. She really wants to get back on track just like all the rest of us. Haley is not keto, but she does low carb and she is really doing very well. I'm very proud of her. We both set goals this week that we're going to eat low carb and keto and that we're going to do a lot of walking. So both of us have done a lot of walking. So she's doing good. I'm proud of her. Actually, I think I'm going to have more than that. This is a big one. I guess I'll do 1 small one. So we're just going to fry these, not completely done, but about halfway on both sides. Sear them on both sides. You want to cook them almost done. That way it doesn't take as long in the oven. Oh, you put butter in there, girl. Put some butter in there. Got some butter to make them feel good. Tastes good. Always add butter to your onions and mushrooms. 3 tablespoons. She's going to cut it a little bit like a half tablespoon. You don't know how to read the butter.
No.
The lines on the butter.
That's a whole tablespoon of line?
That line is a whole tablespoon.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's a lot of butter.
It is. All right. Let's see if I can find one over here. Oh, that's hot already.
Well, I'm going to have cholesterol
I
problems.
think I turned this one on.
Did you turn this back on?
No, not yet.
Yeah, this is...
Hang on a minute, Haley. Can I do this? All right.
All right, now I can put them in.
No, you gotta love them. All right, let me throw this out of the way and wash my hands. I'll be right back with you. Hey, they're not putting him up there on my food. Say hey! Hey, get him off my camera if I whoop you. A little bit. Say hey. Get over there and watch your butter. Oh, he's a good boy. You didn't turn that on, did you?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
I need a spatula.
I'm looking to see what you guys are doing for dinner tonight. Our town is better than Pinson. They have 4 stoplights. You do at Decaturville, and it's pretty. We drive around that area when we go to the river. We love to camp. We haven't been in a couple of years, though. Hey, Vicky.
I need a spatula.
You know what the spatulas are?
I don't. They're here. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
So we're going to cook this meat, these hamburgers, on about medium-high heat. And we're just really searing them on both sides and cooking them down just a little bit. And then I'm going to transfer them over into a 9x13. Let me get one, Heather.
This is going to be saucy.
So we're going to transfer those hamburgers over into a 9x13 baking dish. I got my oven on 350, and what we're going to do is put the hamburgers in there, and then the mushrooms and onions in there, and then we're fixing to go ahead and start making our gravy. So when you think gravy, most people think of a real thick, like brown gravy, or a real thick gravy that goes on like a country fried steak. That is not necessarily keto friendly because those are full of flours. But we can make a keto gravy. You gonna break my spatula? Lord, I thought this kid was gonna help me. She's gonna break my stuff. Ooh, Teresa's making a BLT on 0 carb bread.
I don't like
Debbie lives in a tiny town too. All right, guys, if you're on here, and I've been helpful this week in sharing some easy, family, fun, delicious recipes, make sure you share this video, share my page. We've made some really good stuff this week already, my first week back in the kitchen. So let's go ahead and start talking about the gravy. The gravy is super, super easy. I forgot one ingredient over here on my floor because we still haven't unpacked one box for the pantry, and that's the box of food. Let me flip these over real fast first. All right, let me get this one ingredient, and that is beef stock. Let me grab it. So for the gravy, it's really, really simple. We're going to use a skillet, so I have to wait on one of these to empty out. What we're going to do is put 2 cups of beef stock. We're going to do a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, 4 tablespoons of butter, and some pepper. And we're just going to cook that until it gets thick. You don't want to do a whole lot. It says to do a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. I would recommend you start off with a 1/2 of a half. So what's that, a 1/4? Do a 1/4 cup of heavy cream and then add 2 as it gets thicker. The thing with a gravy is that if you start with a lot of ingredients or a lot of liquid, it may not cook down enough to get thick, and you're doing a little bit of thickness. Now, one ingredient you can use that I don't necessarily recommend unless it's absolutely necessary, and that is xanthan gum. Let me show you what it looks like. So xanthan gum is very inexpensive. It's like $1 or something. I don't use it very often because I don't like the consistency of the way it makes my food feel. I'm really weird like that. I like textures are important for my palate. But this is a thickener that you can use for baking goods or gravies or sauces. And it's spelled X. Let me turn it around. It's spelled Xanthan, xanthan gum. I bought mine at Walmart. Now, if you buy xanthan gum, literally a pinch, a tiny, tiny pinch is all you need for your gravy, but I do not use it unless it's absolutely necessary. Like if I've got so much liquid and I can't get it thick, then I'll put a pinch in there, but I don't necessarily like it. Let me flip these over again. I'm just telling everybody. You wasn't listening, or you wouldn't be asking me again. All right, I want to overcook my hamburgers. What? I didn't hear you. We'll transfer some of these over so it'll cook a little faster. Heather, make sure you're stirring up your mushrooms and things. Okay. Alright, so I gotta wait on one skillet to finish up. It's almost done. Melody said we'll break that glass stove top hitting that skillet. Oh, will she? Ooh, thank you for telling me. I will tell her not to do that again. All right, let me show you guys in case you missed it a while ago. Our contractor did come today. I didn't even know, so I'm surprised. He's probably surprised I haven't texted him yet. But they did take off the knee walls on our new screen-in porch that's coming, soon to be. So it did have walls all the way around. It looks much bigger already. I can't wait for this porch to be finished. But they have it in the dry. We just don't have a roof. We have a roof, but we don't have anything else. So this is our new back porch. It's going to be a screened-in area. So you can see all the way out into the yard. And we're going to put a pool and a hot tub out there very soon. So we're excited about that. So we did have some new work today in the house. And they're out there enjoying the porch with their camping chairs. Haley left me apparently in the kitchen, so let me start her mushrooms. So what are you guys having for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly? If you haven't already told me, I want to see what you guys are eating. I want to see if I can offer any suggestions to what you're eating. Sometimes I get questions about, well, you know, I really love this meal that I've always had, but I don't think it's really low carb anymore. And I may be able to offer suggestions on how you can make that meal, the same meal that you love, more keto or low carb friendly.
Still my spatula.
I didn't steal your spatula. I thought you left me. All right, hang on a second, guys. I'm moving everything around. I'm trying to cook and talk at the same time. Let's see. All right, so you don't want to overcook the hamburgers, so I'm just kind of flipping them and making sure they don't cook all the way through, because you don't want to put them in the oven and let all that stuff marinate, the onions, mushrooms, and the gravy. So again, the gravy is super simple. 2 cups of not heavy cream, 2 cups of beef stock, half a cup of heavy cream, 4 tablespoons of butter, and pepper. And just let it simmer on your skillet until it gets the thickness you want. If you need to add something to thicken it up, only if you need to, you can add some xanthan gum. I personally don't like it. All right, keto Alfredo suggestions. Chicken Alfredo. So I 100% would do what I did last night, Gina, and that's the Parmesan chicken over zoodles. Those Alfredo zoodles I made last night were so good, and the chicken is amazing. So the chicken Alfredo suggestion, I would totally go right back to what I cooked last night because it was so, so good. Hey, Stephanie. What are you doing? Hey, Stephanie, how are you? So I know my neck looks a little different. I did take off my stirry strips today, so it's swollen and feels really weird. But I'm feeling so much better. Thank you for all of your texts and messages about how I'm feeling. I really appreciate that. But I am feeling really, really good. I just got to wait on this thing to stop being so swollen. All right, guys, do you have any questions for me? Haley is making some awesome mushrooms. It took her a little while to cut those onions up. Let me show you here. So we got some mushrooms and onions and butter. We're frying up these hamburgers. Probably need to go ahead and take them off. Oh, yes, I do. So this thing cooks really fast. I'll tell you that. Thank you, Haley. So this stovetop does cook really quick. I'm learning how to use all my appliances. Last night it took a lot longer to cook than normal because we were trying to figure out how to use all these appliances. Thank you, Hattie Page. I appreciate that. My baby girl is helping me out. She's doing so good. She's so pretty.
Oh my God.
All right, so in those hamburgers, if you guys didn't hear, I will post the recipe in a little while. They look really, really good. We just are layering them in the 9x13, and we're fixing to pour over those mushrooms and onions. As soon as we get them a little soft, you don't want to overcook them because they're going to cook in the oven as well. Haley, how soft are those mushrooms and onions? Think they're ready?
No.
No? You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, that's still hot. Unless you turned it off, thank you. Those are not soft enough, you don't think? So they're going to cook some more. She says no.
Give me a second.
So we're going to pour those mushrooms and onions over the meat. And then we're going to start making our gravy. So I'm going to go ahead and get that gravy going. Again, we're doing 2 cups of beef stock, a half a cup of heavy cream. I got a little pork rind residue in there. That won't hurt nothing. And 4 tablespoons of butter and pepper. That's it. We're just going to let it simmer in the skillet. And that's going to take a few minutes. Because I want to simmer it long enough to really get thickened. You want to use the same skillet you made those hamburgers in because you want to get all those juices from the hamburgers in there. Turn that back up.
Pour it on the hamburgers, right?
Yeah, now this is to pour that stuff on them hamburgers and show y'all it's going to be delicious. What about I say half a cup of this? So I like using the same measuring cups or else it's dirty and everything in the house. We have not got a dishwasher yet. So my husband has been washing the dishes for me. So I've been trying to be frugal with all the dishes I'm using. because I normally make a mess in the kitchen. I may cook with just very few ingredients, but somehow or another I always have like 10 mixing bowls. All right, 4 tablespoons of butter. There's one. They just learned how to count with the lines. How did you get the refrigerator dirty?
How did I get the refrigerator dirty? It ain't dirty.
How you figure I did it? You don't know what onion is.
Look at that, boy, shakalaka.
Yeah, take it. Bring that over here and show them. That looks amazing. I could eat it just like that. You don't even have to put no gravy on it. Done. Done. All right, I need 4.
I kind of don't want gravy on mine.
2, 3, 4. Too late.
Huh?
Yeah, you don't even have to have the gravy. I mean, that looks delicious, right? I could eat it just like it is. But we are making the gravy because it's so good. In the fridge.
Like that?
Yeah. Ain't worth nothing. Here, unless you want to wrap this on. Yeah, do that. All right, so we're getting this gravy going. I'm going to add some pepper to it.
I thought it was supposed to be no smudge.
No smudge.
Yeah.
That ain't smudge, that's dirt. All right, guys, y'all have any questions for me?
Hey guys, this is Amy Does the Keto Queen.
Thank you, Shelly. She said that incision will be less swollen. I hope so. Tomorrow's like 3 weeks. I mean, that is a long time, I think.
Rough.
It looks nasty. Sarah says she has a ricotta sauce she serves over zoodles. Ooh, that sounds delicious, Sarah. Send it to me, please. I would love to hear that out.
I've been watching Grey's Anatomy, and Jackson, the plastic surgeon, would not approve of this.
All right, let's see. Hey, Millie, how are you? Hey, Brenda. I see Deborah. All right, guys, do you have any questions for me? Let me know what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. We're just finishing up some hamburger steak and gravy. So Haley just showed you the hamburger steak that's smothered with onions and mushrooms. Now, a lot of people say you can't eat onions on keto. Do y'all think that is true? How do you feel about that? Because the answer is that's not true. You can't eat a whole onion. I mean, if you do, you have to count all those carbs, and there's a lot of carbs in a full onion. But you can have some onion, and you can have some mushrooms, and you can have, pretty much anything you want as long as you understand what you're putting in, and you understand how many carbs are associated with it, and you understand what sugars are hidden in it. So the thing I love about keto is there is not a whole lot of off-limit items. There are a lot of items that you should be cautious of, and a lot of items you should second guess about, but there's not really a whole lot of off-limit items. So onions are not off-limits. Just don't eat the whole thing. All right, so I need to start stirring this. Where's my skillet?
I use that one right there.
All right, so we're gonna stir this. It's starting to simmer a little bit. I'm gonna turn it up on high heat and then just get it lowered.
We should have got a garbage disposal.
Once it starts bubbling, I'll turn that down just a little bit.
Who on here has a garbage disposal and likes it?
I don't like garbage disposals. I've had on places in vacation and they just never work right, and they stink. Unless you got a really good one, you
got to take care of it. Wash dishes, wash your sink, stuff like that.
Who's saying this?
Wash my stuff, girl.
Pam says she had steak, creamy broccoli salad, and avocado. That sounds good.
Broccoli
Pam.
salad's my favorite too.
Yes, we love broccoli salad. I may be making that for my granny on Sunday. All right, so I need to add some pepper. Granny is coming over here. We're going to add some pepper. It is definitely boiling over here at this point, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. You can cover it if you want to, otherwise just leave it open.
I want mine extra thick, so leave it on long.
But make sure you don't burn it. That's the main thing, don't burn it. All right, Haley was not here the other night, so she missed out on the roasted green beans. That's what she wants as a side dish. Fine with me, super easy, right? You just throw some fresh green beans on a baking sheet. I use aluminum foil so I don't make a mess with salt, pepper, olive oil, mix it together. You're good to go. I love roasted green beans. So Haley has a request that she missed them, so I don't mind cooking them 2 times this week. That's what we're doing as our side dish. Whoa, Haley almost got me.
There's not going to be enough for all of us.
There's plenty for all of us.
No,
Brenda said try to use the onion powder a lot instead of regular onion. That is a very good point, Brenda, and I do that myself. So like the meatloaf muffins, of course y'all didn't see me put real onions in there because the more of the carb ingredients you use, the higher the carb count in your total meal. So even though you might be cutting up or slicing up a very small portion of onions, you still have to count them. They're not off limits, but you have to know what carbs you're eating. So it actually goes right in there in the bacon. And that my throat's hurting. Hey Janice, So anyway, I do use a lot of onion powder, and that is a very good point. Thank you for telling us. Sarah says she can't live without one. Are you talking about the garbage disposal? Haley really wanted one, but she ain't gonna live here forever. I'm gonna live here forever. I don't want to have to keep track of having to know how to fix it. Everywhere I've went on a vacation, there's always something wrong with the garbage disposal. So I never thought that they were really that great.
You ever heard to clean as you go?
She's trying to lecture me over here. All right, guys, do you have any questions? Let's see if this is, all right, so this is getting simmered. It's definitely not thick at this time, but you'll see how I just got it cooking on medium high. You just want to simmer it, get it bubbling until it starts to get a little thick. You can use the xanthan gum if you want to. I just don't recommend it because I personally don't like the texture that the foods have with the xanthan gum, but that is not thick at all yet. So we're going to keep on going. When it's done, we're going to pour it over here. It's not going to get super, super thick, but we're going to pour it over our hamburger steak and gravy, or hamburger steak and mushrooms. And then we're going to put it inside the oven on 350 for about 25-30 minutes because the hamburgers are already almost done.
You got to put this in there.
Haley's just cleaning up for me, man. Her daddy's going to be so proud.
Her
daddy's going to be so happy because he usually is the one that's cleaning up behind me. Sarah says she loves her garbage disposal, Haley.
Thank you, Sarah.
Hey, Deborah, how are you? All right, guys. I don't see any questions coming through. If you have any questions, please send them my way. I'm here to help you guys. I know I've been missing in action for a little while. Life just got nuts on my side with surgery and crazy work schedules because of COVID and renovations. I have gone without a kitchen for months now. So I know I've been missing in action, but I've been here the whole time. I've still been helping people. I've still been answering personal questions. If you need help, I'm here to help. Now, I may not know all the answers. I am not a doctor, but I am a normal woman just like the rest of you guys. I'm a normal person like the rest of you men out there. I have been keto for almost 3 years, well over 2.5 years. I love the keto lifestyle, and it is a lifestyle. If you mess up, then you just pick up and keep on going. It's not the end of the world if you mess up. I've gained 20 pounds through this COVID year. I don't like it, but I'm not depressed about it. I know keto will 100% cut those 20 pounds right off as soon as I lower stress and get my health and everything back in check. So keto is awesome. I've been doing it for a long time. I want to share all the information I've learned over the last 2.5 years from friends of mine and experts and things I've researched. So I love for you guys to do your own research. Of course, you have to look into things your own, but I want to help you get to where you need to be, like that next step. Maybe you started and you're kind of stuck, or you started or you're trying to start and it's just too overwhelming. I want to help you guys get where you want to be and, of course, get myself back on track as well. Ooh, Debbie says she uses a little Parmesan. Hang on a minute, Haley. Debbie says she uses a little Parmesan to thicken, melts good in cream. That sounds really good. And that probably would be good in a gravy for hamburger steak, Debbie. So if this doesn't thicken up a little bit, I may do that instead of putting xanthan gum because I really don't like the xanthan gum. Does anybody else not like xanthan gum, or is it just me? Am I being overly dramatic on it? A little bit. You're not supposed to be sitting at the island. You're not supposed to be sitting at the counter, boy.
He's not sitting at the counter. He's sitting on a chair.
You ain't supposed to be sitting there. Let me show you my little baby. He's so sweet. What you doing, little bit? Are you waiting on mommy to cook? Are you waiting on mommy to cook? Tell him, say hello. Tell him what you like to do. What do you want to do? What do you want? What do you want, baby? Tell him, say, I love to ride. I love treats. I love green beans.
I love to walk.
He loves to go walking. That's my baby. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. If I can help you in any way, just send me messages. I'm going to post this recipe when I post my dinner plate in just a little while. This is a fast meal, even though I've been talking to you guys. If I wasn't on here with you, this goes just like that. When I wrote down my recipe, it is 3 different sets of instructions because we're making the hamburger, and then we're making the mushrooms, onion, and then we're making the gravy, but it's all easy. Even with the 3 steps that are only 1, 2, 3,
You don't want to be held.
4, 5, 6,
That's why I love not to do that.
7 different ingredients, and that's it, even for all 3 stages. So that's pretty cool. Pam says she's been doing keto for 785 days. That is amazing. She has lost 114 pounds. Way to go, Pam. That's amazing. From a 5X scrub to a 1X she can fit in a large. Girl, that is so awesome. Congratulations, Pam. That is so awesome. Everybody needs to give her hearts. Everybody who's on here who would love to have that same testimony, who is proud of other women and other gentlemen who've gotten their lives back on track, give her some hearts. I want to give you some hearts myself, but I don't have a heart button. Hey, Susan, how are you? Guys, that's amazing, Pam. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And I love that you're watching this page. Because, Pam, if you've been doing keto for 785 days, I hope to goodness you will know, if you don't know me yet, that you can jump on here anytime and say, oh, wait, Amy, hang on a minute, you're missing something. Or hang on a minute, Amy, I don't agree with that. Or I learned it this way. I love input. I love to have other people's experiences shared with my friends on my page. So Pam is a go-to person. I can tell you guys, you might want to friend Pam right there, because she's doing amazing things. Great, great job. I see Vanessa jumped on. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Sonia. All right, guys, I'm actually finishing up the video. If you didn't get to watch, go back to the front in just a few seconds. Not your Sonia. And please share my page. Share this video. I want to help as many people as I can. Show them how to live a keto or low-carb lifestyle where your family is happy. Your family is eating amazing foods. There are very little, if any, complaints, because the food is truly amazing and it's so easy and fast to cook.
You are the one to thicken this up.
So if I can help any of you or your family members, share this page, share my videos. And guys, I will talk to you all later. Bye.